Johns is here. Come on in. Yes. How are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Oh. How you feeling? How was that flight?
The flight was, arduous.
I can imagine, man. I always say I want to go to Australia, but it's such a far flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think we got in the day before yesterday, night before yesterday, and we're feeling the punch.
Yeah. Whoever said it's a small world, I would say hasn't traveled much.
It's not a small world.
Anyway, the album's right here. Phenomenal album. I listened to it a bunch of times. Comes out July 24th.
Cheers.
Yes, debuted at #1 in Australia. 5th album to do so. You must be excited.
Yeah, we're overwhelmed by the response to it, and really happy and grateful people are paying attention.
Okay, but here's the thing. You were off for 5 years. Why did the band decide to take such a hiatus?
I had a project I was doing called The Dissociatives, and Ben had some stuff he was doing, and Chris had other stuff he was doing as well, so we just felt a little bit overwhelmed by it after Diorama, and I got pretty sick, so we've kind of been in the band since we were 12 years old and thought we could have a couple of years where we weren't in Silverchair, so as soon as we got back together and started playing, it just felt right to do another album.
It's crazy to think you got signed at 14, put out your first album at 15. That's just insane.
I know. I don't know what we're thinking.
Now, did you ever think during that time period there might not be another Silverchair record?
Yeah, I mean, I always hoped there would be, but there were periods where we didn't know what we were going to do. There was never a period where we broke up or anything, but we didn't know whether we wanted to do it again. We didn't want to do another album unless we loved it, unless we felt like we wanted to do it.
Okay, well, there's definitely a lot of love on this album. Definitely.
There's a lot of love.
Yeah, as I said, a great album. You just mentioned sickness there, and one of the things I've talked to a number of different musicians about going through illness and whatnot, most recently Chester from Linkin Park, and one of the things he talked about was the emotional aspect. And I was wondering, how did your arthritis that prevented you from touring and whatnot, how did that affect you emotionally? How did you get over that?
I don't know how I got over it. It was hard. It was definitely hard. I was in a wheelchair for a bit and in hospital, and wasn't very fun. But I don't know. You just get over it. It gives you perspective once you get out the other side. And
yeah,
just wanted to write some music and just keep playing. As soon as I could play guitar again, I just got straight back into it.
Do you feel like a new sense of appreciation, maybe like rejuvenated in a sense?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, it does. It gives you perspective, and you do feel like a second chance, you know?
Okay.
As soon as you get back, are you right?
I can imagine. Now, speaking of, Diorama was a great record and showed a lot of maturity in terms of your writing abilities, because the songs were a lot happier than your previous albums.
Yeah.
And having said that, I was wondering, considering what you've been through, you did other projects and whatnot, what was your approach to songwriting on this album?
Just to simplify a little bit, after Diorama, it was kind of starting to head in a progressive direction, and I thought it was probably as prog as I would ever want to get, so I just wanted to rein it in a little bit and just have moments of ambitious kind of music and flourishes rather than every song be an 8-minute epic, you know.
One of the things I love about the album, it's not one of those homogenous albums where the songs kind of bleed into each other. You know what I mean? There's perplexity, some different ballads and tempos and whatnot. That's one of the great things. I'm not just saying it because you're sitting here. I thought that was one of the best things about the record. And I can imagine playing it live. And I was wondering, for you, were you cognizant of that while writing the album?
I think I was just, I was really, this record, as opposed to the last record, I was kind of writing I just wanted to write more and more notes, and as many notes as possible was a good thing for me. This record, I kept the band in mind and really wanted to write a record that played to our band's strengths and that incorporated all the things that I'd learnt over the past 10 years or whatever in music, and still aim for something higher.
What's the one thing you learned in the past 10 years you made sure to put on this record?
I made sure we turned the drums and bass up.
I could hear that. Right now we have an audience question from Mark. Mark, you have a question for Dan?
Hey, Daniel, just want to say Young Martin's awesome album.
Cheers, man.
My question to you is, your music has helped a lot of people through really hard times in life, and what gets you through your hard times?
Dr. Phil. Usually. No, I don't know. Nothing really gets me through hard times. I don't have any hard times really anymore. Just play music. Just try and be positive.
Thank you.